Hyliion stock reaching over $9 today, up 5% today. Over the past month, up 31%. We're going to be talking about Hyliion, everything from its next third quarter results coming up on November 10th, to their battery pack, to their Hypertruck ERX, and their solution to long-haul electrification of the Class 8 truck industry. Welcome back to another video. My name's Adam. On this channel, I talk a lot about stock, cryptocurrencies, as well as my investment portfolio. And if you want to check down more of what I'm into, just look at all the links down below. For example, to the Discord group, there's a pretty sweet group that I have right here. So feel free to check that out, as well as if you want to support me on Patreon, check that out as well. And let's get right into it. So Hyliion is an electric vehicle truck company. And this was a SPAC, so it was trading at around $10 a share. So as we can see, it's under its pre-SPAC price of $10 per share. And it's had a bit of a volatile ride. If you just look over the past year, it's down by 60%. It was at $27. If you think that's kind of crazy, just look at the max chart here. It went from $10, which again, I said it was the pre-SPAC price, all the way to $50 at the peak of the hype before sort of going back down. And even now it's down by like 81%. And I started buying in because I really like this company at around the $20 range. And I kept buying just to cost average downwards. And I'm still down on my position about like 20 to 30%, but I will be holding this stock for the long term because I do believe that, this stock is, it's at the right time, at the right place, doing the right thing. Okay, so even right now we're in the middle of a supply chain bottleneck, basically, where everyone wants to get products delivered, but we don't have enough of trucks out there. We don't have enough of workers out there. And part of the solution is obviously to bring more trucks in that are environmentally friendly, because that's what investors nowadays want to see, right? And Hyliion is trying to create this sort of hybrid solution so that that existing fleets, they don't have to replace all their trucks, but they can incorporate this sort of like hybrid. It's like they have the Hypertruck ERX as well as their fully electric solution to basically make these long haul duty trucks a lot more environmentally friendly, and they can also count for like the green credits. So that has some like tax benefits. So that's really good as well. So basically, again, this is their main site. So what they specialize in is electrified powertrain solutions for the global commercial transportation market. So they produce electrified powertrain systems that can augment or fully replace traditional diesel or natural gas fueled powertrains. They're designed to improve performance and lower total cost of ownership while leveraging the existing alternative fuel infrastructure. And by that, they mean compressed natural gas or CNG, as well as, of course, like diesel. So it's pretty affordable, pretty scalable, and it has definitely has an impact. And it reduces emissions without sacrificing performance. If you want, you can pause this and take the time to read this quote. It is pretty cool. And again, the goal is zero or even negative emissions with significantly reduced operating costs over time compared to something even like a Tesla. And that was in one of their investor presentations here. So feel free to pause it and read this quote. But we're going to keep going. They also offer battery modules. And they have like sort of two systems here. One is their battery management system, which is a proprietary lithium on chemistries for both hybrid and fully electric vehicle requirements. So one battery management system can be used across different module types, offering a wide range of usability. Configurable and intelligent, the Hyliion BMS ensures batteries operate safely and effectively. And even part of their thing is that their batteries can charge, they can charge, I think 80% in 8 minutes or something like that. And they are safer. They don't produce as many fires as other batteries, etc. So again, you can go on and read more about this, especially if you're in engineering and enjoy this kind of stuff. And it provides individual cell monitoring and temperature readings. Again, pretty cool stuff. Scalable, both support for 12 volts to 800 volt systems. I think that's what they're trying to say here, safely and efficiently, etc. So that's their BMS solutions. They also have battery packs with an in-house battery lab. They intend to design, develop, and sell advanced battery systems to customers for use in their own applications. So yeah, again, you can read this, and it is pretty cool. I think it is pretty interesting what they're trying to do, and I really like the CEO, Thomas Healy. He is an engineer and a pretty interesting guy. I will say, again, straight up, this is a pretty risky play. This is sort of like a high risk, high reward. The reason why it's risky is because they're pre-revenue right now. Usually SPAC companies don't have a lot of revenue to begin with. They're sort of startup companies. And so they don't have a history of producing revenue and producing income for their company, right? And they're not profitable at all. Just because they produce revenue, for example, doesn't mean that they'll actually be profitable. So that's something that you have to try to factor into account when investing in a company like this. It's for the long term, and you have to believe in the vision, but you also have to be willing to risk all the volatility to get to that vision. And if they fail, well, they fail. And you will lose all your money. But again, without great risk does not come, great reward. But I do believe in this company and in this company's vision, and I do believe that the time scale is set up right? I do believe that now is the time for electric vehicle and sort of like the green revolution to take place. And I think that, for example, electric vehicle credits will propel companies like Hyliion to greater heights, like Tesla's, for example. If Tesla didn't have EV credits, they wouldn't even be profitable, okay? Especially not for the past few quarters. So this was from their second quarter 2020 results. They had enhanced configuration with 75-mile battery-only range to qualify for California Act rule for their EV credits. So that's pretty big. Secured 300-unit reservation from Detmar Logistics, which is a company that uses trucks. And again, one exciting thing is on the 10th of November, so literally in 2 days, they're holding their Q3 2021 results conference call, which I'll be listening to closely, and I'll be posting my thoughts on this channel. Potentially might even do a live stream. Let me know if you think that would be cool down in the comments below, and also like the video if you haven't already. One also thing that propelled Hyliion stock, just over the past day, it's up by 5%, but basically it's saying that Hyliion announces nationwide Hypertruck ERX marketing roadshow kickoff. So it's a leader in blah, blah, that it has begun its nationwide Hypertruck ERX marketing roadshow, which includes visits with several Hypertruck Innovation Council members. They also formed a council that basically lets them showcase their trucks all over. So the roadshow will be an opportunity for Hyliion to showcase the Hypertruck ERX pre-production demo unit, its next-gen electric powertrain that is recharged by an onboard natural gas generator, enabling long-range hauling and quick refueling, and allowing fleets to potentially reach net negative carbon emissions. The first stop of the tour will be Wegmans Food Markets, headquartered in Rochester, New York, on November 10th and 11th. So this is pretty cool, and they're just trying to, again, what also this company is lacking is huge marketing. And they need to market their products in order to attract potential customers, right? So them creating the Hypertruck Innovation Council, as well as them going on this roadshow, is a really good and pretty big deal. And on top of that, of course, just look at some fundamentals. Market cap of 1.5 billion. Of course, they're losing money like crazy right now. Their analyst target have it at $9.50. So again, below the pre-SPAC price of $10. I just think they're undervaluing it given the potential that Hyliion has. Again, pretty volatile stock as well. They're expected to do a 5,000% increase in revenue, which doesn't really say much because, again, they are a pre-revenue company right now. They're not really making a lot of money. But again, for them to be able to pull off 40 million in sales, which is the average analyst estimate, would represent a 5,000% increase in revenue. So hopefully they actually get to that point. It would be pretty cool. Let me know what you think, if they'll actually be able to get into revenue shape by year of 2022 and potentially even sell something before 2021 is over. The average estimate is like $800,000, so right below $1 million. Finally, let's just take a look at some technicals. I like to look at technicals when I buy and even sell a stock, even if it's for the long term, when I look at technicals, it can tell me a good price point. So for example, I mean, if you're looking at the 1 year chart, there would be so many times where I like to buy at the lower Bollinger Band. I could have bought in here at $15. I would have, if I held for the long term, if I held for the short term, I took a swing play, sold it at 19. I could have gained a bit of money and sort of bought it back down at 15 again when it reached the lower Bollinger Band, and again sold it again when it reached the higher Bollinger Band. In theory, this is all nice and well, especially when looking back, but when actually doing this in practice, it is incredibly difficult to do. So again, I could have bought here at around $8, and I mean, still you would have been in the plus, but like you would have bought all the way in like middle of April, and you would have had to hold. So basically what I like to do is I like to look at the chart, especially if it's a long-term play, and buy at the lower Bollinger Band. So right here, $7, pretty good opportunity to buy. And since then, this stock is up by 30%, as we've seen, just like literally over the past month. So you could have bought it at 7 when it reached the lower Bollinger Band and even sell it here. Or if you're a long-term shareholder, just continue to hold. But basically, if you're just looking from a technical standpoint, it would have been good to buy here and sell here when it sort of goes right below the lower Bollinger Band, and here is when it's going above the upper Bollinger Band. And what tends to happen is whenever it reaches the upper Bollinger Band, well, what happened before, it tends to sort of fall. So, it is what it is. Because I'm a long-term shareholder and because I'm already like, even in my position right now, when the stock is at $9, I'm losing money, I will be holding this stock for some time. So that's basically all I have for you today, other than just looking at some comments here. If everything goes well, I'm waiting for $9.40 this week. What's your idea? Hyliion, $363 by 2025. I mean, wow. Just need one big order to launch. Hopefully it'll pull something like a Tesla and just like do nothing for a bunch of years and then go all the way to like, $500 or $1,000. Everyone in the world knows the technology of the future is hydrogen and electric. Gasoline will end soon. Some are trying to wrap up the rise of these EV companies, but it is not possible now. Okay, so yeah, just pretty cool comments here. Anyways, that's it for me. Let me know what you think of this video. I'd appreciate a like and subscribe. Love you all, and I'll see you in the next one.